Our second candidate this morning is Marcus Ramkissoon of the Trinidad Humanity Campaign. He's the electoral candidate for the Tunapuna constituency. Good morning, Marcus.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Not a problem. All right. So the Trinidad Humanity Campaign, THC.
THC.
Tell me about the THC and how was it founded and why?
Well, first of all, in 2008, late 2008, I became a radio talk show host. I won't say which station. And the program was a 3-hour program every Sunday to discuss issues in the country and to provide solutions or to find solutions. And you know, a lot of the people in the country, citizens, have solutions, very, very viable solutions. I got fed up around that time of hearing my parents and my grandmother at home talk about the news. Every night the news is on, talk about the issues, but nothing is being done.
Right.
So I decided, look, I could do something. I could try to do something. Right, so I put myself up for election in 2010 as an independent candidate. Didn't get much votes. Didn't expect to. I'm a realist. I heard a lot of small parties and independents saying, "Yes, first time we're going to win our votes." That's a little impossible in this country. You know, even now, in my third time contesting the election and second time was a party because I registered it in 2014.
Right.
It'll take a literal miracle to win an election in this two-party-based system. I do want to encourage all the viewers, all the electorate out there, that everyone keeps calling for change. Everyone says, you know, we want change, we want change, we want change. And then the biggest issue I hear as a independent or a small party now is that, you know, how are you going to form government? This election, people are saying it's the mother of all elections. The reason for that is because there are 19 contesting parties. We're the fourth largest. Wow, I'm surprised actually. Right. You know, I'm impressed.
How many seats you all
seven candidates and 7 seats, and nice. Still we're 4 out of 19.
Right.
But even if you leave out the 3 largest entities in this race, and I'm the third largest entity. I'm all for, because I'm all for change.
Right.
Right. You still have more than 41 different candidates. So if the people really want change, they can literally go out there and put a whole new government in place who's never seen the halls of Parliament. Now that, in my opinion, can be an amazing day, and we can.
It could also be disaster.
Yes, but how much worse can it be?
I mean, I can't answer that question because I'm not a fortune teller or a future teller.
But you guys are media and you guys do the news, so you guys are actually more up to date than most citizens with the events happening in our country.
But it depends on the people involved, right? Because what your agenda may not be the candidate who was here earlier. It may not be her agenda, or it may not be another party's agenda.
Yes, and I'm not saying just go widely and give your votes to the small parties or the independents. I'm saying do look at what they're for.
Exactly.
Do look at their manifestos. We've produced a 43-page manifesto that is no fluff, no graphs, no pictures, no anything. It's all words. It's all proper solutions. You know, most manifestos say that we'll make plans. If you elect us, we'll make plans to take care of this issue, take care of that issue. We give you actual detailed plans.
Okay.
Specific plans as to how we'll figure it out.
Where can we get the manifesto?
The manifesto is online on Facebook. It's Trinidad Humanity Campaign on Facebook. You can find it on Instagram too, but I think that directs you back to Facebook.
To Facebook as well.
We didn't bother to do the website and all that yet.
Right.
But we do encourage you to try to find it and read it. I mean, we have some really major points, some of which I hope to discuss this morning. We want to revamp education. We're looking at, you hear one certain party saying 50,000 jobs. We're saying 70,000 jobs, but we're telling you exactly how we're going to get it.
Right.
How many 1,000 persons into this industry due to this, due to that.
And all those details are in the manifesto.
In the manifesto.
Nice. All right. I want to get into more details about your constituency, the Tunapuna seat.
Right.
You're contesting for that seat.
Yes.
What are some of the issues that we have in Tunapuna that you want to deal with?
We have a lot of issues. And now, first of all, the issues facing the constituents of Tunapuna are the issues facing the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago.
Right.
We found places that still, and this is in all the 7 constituencies that we're contesting, that have no water. Water, food, shelter, clothing. That sounds familiar? That's the basic needs of all human beings. How could we be in 2020 as an oil-rich country and have citizens 20 years, and a lot of parties saying 5 years, 20 years with no steady supply of clean water? The first thing we will do if elected as government is ensure that all the basic needs of citizens are met, all citizens. You see how we driving into town and we see in homeless people? And we do have a little smaller issue with this in Tunapuna. Why do we pass them straight? Why do we not spend time and make time to try to help citizens, whether as individuals or government? Is it that we have a first-class, second-class citizenship in this country? That needs to stop. In Tunapuna specifically, right, as you asked, Traffic is a major issue.
Yes,
obviously.
it
That's the biggest issue in Tunapuna,
really
right?
is.
Let me don't go to the small issues like the garbage and the side of the road and all these things that can be picked up and made arrangements for. I saw that one major party put some bins on one street in Tunapuna, and everybody put their garbage into it because the garbage was always on the street. And the corporation came and picked up the bins, and people are saying, there's a political move. But what they didn't realize is they're filling a bin that, how is the garbage man going to pick up that bin?
Right.
They now have to come, it's not bags, right? They now have to come and empty the trash from that bin and put it in the truck. We don't have the trucks here that go and lift it up and throw it inside.
Yeah, we do.
Well, not for those bins that party put down. Now, if
Okay.
you're going to put down bins that the truck could move,
Right.
all right. But you're making a political stunt out of the issues in my constituency. And it's not helping people. You're giving people an up and down. Yes, there's a place. No, there's a place. No place to put it. Do the right thing. Deal with the corporation and have the corporation put out the right bins there. Don't use it as a political stunt.
But
right?
I wonder that you're confusing local government rule with member of parliament rule.
But look what's happening during the election. Member of parliament,
Right.
Potential member of parliament rules are putting the bins out there themselves and putting their names on it. Well, if you're putting your name on a dustbin, I think that says something, I think you should go and, probably in my constituency, there's some people with outhouses, right? I think you should go replace those with proper working toilets and put your name on it also. Anyway, traffic situation, right?
The traffic situation, yeah.
We have places in Tunapuna where we can move certain public institutions. If we were to move the police station and the fire station a little bit further down, maybe not on the main road, but slightly off the main road, we could use that land that's now available right in the center on the main road to build either an above-ground parking structure or an underground. Now, underground, we have to do the research. I am not sure what the soil and the ground is like under there, so I can't say what we're doing that, but above ground is a definite, right? And we put a parking structure in there that will encompass a lot of the Tunapuna traffic, basically, or the parking, basically. The traffic itself, you have a way to get through Tunapuna. You go like this and this and this and this and this and this. Why we can't just go like this?
But we could, but it's be slower than that.
No, but you have to go up and down and in and out and all these things. Why can't we just make the roads, and everybody in Tunapuna saying the same thing, why can't we make certain roads one way, right? Just like we've done in a number of areas already, and make the traffic flow a little more smoothly in the back lane. Maybe make 2 lanes going this way, 2 lanes going, So that is one aspect.
Right.
The central market, our Tunapuna market, right? When a tourist comes into a country, when I go to any country, and I travel a lot, the first thing I want to do is go to their market. Why? Because we as a tourist want to see the fruits of the island.
The local things.
Exactly, local foods and all these things. We need to upgrade the markets to first of all, sanitation standards. We need to provide in the meat areas ice machines for these people, stainless steel counters, the right cutlery, scales, all these things, the right wrapping paper and all these things. So we aim to do this as a government to work with the markets to improve it and then put it in a way where people can access it easier.
Again, I would challenge you only because all these things sound like local government things, and they don't sound like policy. Policy is what the member of parliament is responsible for. So yes, you might see the bins with the names on it and all that stuff. That's all. We know that's promotional gimmicks. We all know that.
Well, we have to ensure as the member of parliament for the people, as the representative of the people for that constituency, we have to ensure that those needs are met. We have to work through central government, through local government.
With the local, right.
Yes, to be able to get those needs met. Otherwise, what's going to happen? We just wait for local government?
My challenge, my question to you then is, you mentioned earlier about having, a mixed up situation where we have several candidates from several different parties potentially vying for being a part of the government, right? But we know that the party with the majority is who's going to form the government.
Yes.
So how do you see that happening, that mixture happening, and what benefits do you see coming from it if your party is one of the parties with, let's say, all 7 of your candidates win?
Then of course we still can't form government with 7.
Exactly.
Right? And I think that's the way you're leading with your question. And this is the question I've been asked in 2010 and 2015. And the thing is, again, we have, and I've been talking to a number of the smaller parties, we haven't really decided yet because of the time frame, 3 weeks, to come out with an official coalition.
Okay.
But we have all said, and I guarantee you, and I guarantee the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, that if they vote for the small parties and the independent candidates, and each one of us win our seats, we will come together to form government.
All right.
Even if we can't form government, even if our party wins 1 seat, and we have to be, I wouldn't want to say independent, but a separate party in the opposition, so THC in the opposition, then we don't have to vote caucus voting with the opposition.
Right.
So we can vote on the merit of the bills.
Right.
We don't have to worry about...
You don't have to worry about party loyalty.
Exactly, right.
All right, fantastic.
Exactly.
Well, it's time for you, sir, to come on down
Already?
and spin that wheel.
All right.
Let's get to know you a little bit better and see how much fun we can get into this morning. All right, so It's 4 options, right?
Fitness challenge,
Fitness, pick a side, Kaiso karaoke, know your place.
Right.
You just spin that wheel and whichever one it land on, that's you. That's you.
If it land in karaoke, I had to pull up paper. I brought up paper.
Bring up paper?
Bring up paper.
That is being prepared. Come on, spin that wheel. Let me see how it good and go.
Got a spin week there, boy, like a
No, you spin good, I go and spin.
Anyway, I would spin off the wheel and go in the next studio and thing, you know.
All I do want. Just do what it follow. Please and thanks. You understand? All right, so we end up on drum roll, please. Know your place.
All right.
All right, so quick. Yeah, you can prepare to sing. That's why the wheel don't fall on the car.
I had a certain song.
What song you gonna sing?
Mr. Trinidadian by Maestro.
That's
You'll know
a
it?
big tune.
You'll know
That's
it?
a big tune.
1976.
You'll give me piece of that before we go. But know your place.
Once I grab a paper.
Tell me the boundaries of your constituency.
All right, so we bordered in the west by St. Anne's East, right? We bordered in the east by Aruka Bonaire West. We're bordered in the south by St. Augustine and in the north by St. Joseph.
Where is your community center?
The community center is up John Road, basically.
Up John Road?
Yes.
All right, so if you're saying St. Anne's,
so
so
we would have a community center up there, though, just right. Okay.
all UE and thing is all part of that constituency?
No, that's St. Augustine.
That's St.
Across
Augustine.
the main road, on the north side of the main road is Tinapuna.
All right,
Basically. It's very interestingly split, actually.
Yeah.
And even St. Joseph and St. Augustine is different.
Where's your favorite place to eat in Tunapuna?
That's a good question, boy. That's a good question.
I ask good questions. I try.
I don't eat pork in Trinidad anymore, right?
Right. In Trinidad. Go ahead.
I said it on TV. Yeah. Listen, I'm a foodie.
Yeah.
I don't make I don't lie on mama guy people.
Right.
Think, yeah.
So this is a hairstyle, it's not religion.
This has nothing to do with Rastafari,
Right.
and all my Rastafari brethren know that this is actually a stand against the East Indian ethnicity and Afro-Trinidadian ethnicity separation and segregation we have in Trinidad.
Okay.
Because I come from a mostly 3/4 East Indian family, right? 7/8, I think, sorry, right? And you know, I've had girlfriends, best friends, all these things from Afro-Trinidadian families, and there is a big divide.
Yeah.
And this is not easy to keep. People might watch it and say, "Oh, you know,
It look like
nice,
about 3 bottles of shampoo to wash that once.
well, it does take about a day to dry easily,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And if you don't sleep with it the right way, you could wrap yourself up. So and that's why I keep it. I keep it strictly because look, when I was in Grenada in med school, right? People, when I go to a shop something or so, right? People would say, "Hey, I recognize your accent. You're Trinidadian. What you doing here?" And I would say, well, you know, in med school. And they'd be like, "So what you doing there? You playing cricket?" No. You're doing maintenance? No. Why are they going that direction? Because I have dreadlocks. I'm a Rasta man, if you want to call it that.
Yeah.
I said, no, well, I study in medicine and step back. Because why a Rasta man not supposed to have intelligence?
I mean,
this is my silent protest.
okay. Well, it's not so
Basically.
silent anymore.
And young ladies like
it. To sing, I'm gonna make you sing anyway.
I need my paper though.
Yeah,
I need
with the paper.
Need to
Let
run
me
for
paper,
it. It right on the chair there? No?
On the chair?
Yes.
All right. Mr. Trinidad, that's a big tune you choose there, no?
You know,
Why you choose that one?
You know, to be honest with you, I like older calypsos. And it's a long one, so I can't sing all of it.
Nah, just give me the first verse and we go on.
I'm not a singer either, but anyway, we'll try, right?
Let me go.
Okay. Mr. Trinidad, tell me what's seen you on. Do you just like political confusion? You criticizing the way you live, yet you cannot produce an alternative. THC. You say you against the power structure. You ain't like the opposition much either. But you take care, you jump out the hot water, and you end up in the center of the fire.
Thank you very much, Marcus Ramkissoon, representing the Trinidad Humanity Campaign. He's the electoral candidate for Tunapuna. So, Marcus, thank you very much for coming and joining us this morning and for being a good sport.
Oh, and before we go, the Prime Minister did say that no party leader would agree to his challenge for a debate. We would continue to agree to a challenge. We challenge the Prime Minister or any parties anytime to debate with them. Send your best. PNM send fires, UNC, I don't know.
Hello. All right. Thank you very much, sir. We will take a break and come back just now.
We used to vote in election, but then you want revolution.